we're looking at 4-color Nekusar. And I've been trying to think of the best way to go about this. And if anybody's got any ideas, feel free to hop on in. Hey, Rasmolt. Let's see. So we're adding green or we're adding white. We're either looking at Yidris or Brea color spectrums. We've got interesting color pairs that we could do. We could do Vial Smasher Kaidel, and there's some interesting synergies we could throw into there because of Curiosity and the like would work both on Nekusar and on Vial Smasher. We could do Timna and Crown. The other options would be, let's see, Vial Smasher and Ishai, but I don't know if we want to do that. That could go over here in the Vial Smasher pile. And then the last real option would be like a Kiri Silas for the white-black. For green, we could also throw in Thrasios. It's not the best. Could do Ikrish, Diki, and Chrome. But I think the best synergies that we can get are probably going to be Kaidel and Vile or Crom and Timna. Yeah, I like Kaidel and Crom, or Kaidel and Vile because we're trying to play Nekusar. Nekusar is drawing us cards, and Kaidel is going to get us a bunch of mana off of that. Downside is we don't necessarily have a card draw or card generation in our command zone, but I found Nekusar decks are usually pretty mana starved, so having an extra mana sink isn't a bad thing. Hey Josh, nice. Love being on the big screen, it's always fun. So just before we make this a decision, ooh, yeah, Rasmol, that's actually, Xyrus is a, I like Xyrus. So we're looking at, mid-ish. Now, when I say that is I'm not trying to necessarily go infinite. Yeah. Yeah, so the Curiosity and Keen Sense is why Vial Smasher sounded really great. It gives us dual purpose, so it's not just dead if we draw it with Nekusar. Yeah, that's why I like Vial Kaidel, is essentially gives us a Rashmi possibility on Vial Smasher so we can get card draw, and we can include those because we want to play Nekusar, and if we don't draw Nekusar, we can throw it on Vial Smasher and just keep going. My idea is to go at a casual interactive level. We're not trying to go infinite. So this is I'm trying to aim at a similar level to the previous decks that I've done. We can play strong cards, we can play interaction, but we're really trying to focus, we're starting by focusing on the idea of Nekusar plus green and see where we can go from there. And the general process is we're going to be throwing a bunch of cards into the deck pile. We're probably going to get up to 80 to 100. Then we're going to trim that back down to about 55 and then throw in about 10 staples to make the deck function, mainly like mana, maybe some instant speed interaction, and go from there. If anybody has any thoughts at any point in time, feel free to throw it into chat, and I am more than happy. I should be hearing little pings when this happens, so it makes it easier to check in, and I'm not ignoring you all. So if we just roll this on over here, I really do like the Kaidel Vial Smasher route. Just to see. Yeah, we don't get Jeskai Ascendancy. That is unfortunate. However, there is some Temur Ascendancy, I believe. There's some Temur things that we can get in. No, there was... What was it? There's another Jeskai enchantment, I think, that I'm thinking of. As far as infinites go, we saw Temur Sabertooth right here, and that just made me think. Protein Hulk. You know, I am not against a value Protein Hulk in stupid decks like this. Yeah, Whirlwind of Thought is what I was thinking of. I'm like 99% sure. I can spell correctly. Yeah, I think it was Whirlwind of Thought that I was thinking of to draw a card when we cast it. There was the creation. There was an enchantment. Song of Creation was actually what I was thinking of. Which definitely would go a little crazy depending on what our mana options are, and it just looks hilarious with Kaidel. If we get a way to untap Kaidel, it's great. The downside is Kaidel is primarily colorless, so we would need to either find a way to transition Kaidel into colored mana, or we would need to work around from there, or do a mainly colorless deck. And give me a second while I mute my phone, because apparently stuff's going crazy. Sorry about that. Um, yes. I mean, I I am perfectly fine if we go full blown Icarus here and fly too close to the sun and kill ourselves. I don't mind that at all. Because what's better than going crazy and blowing up the table is going crazy and then failing spectacularly all over the table. It's always great. Before we start like adding in those specific things, which they're all great ideas, I really appreciate it, and we'll get back to them. I want to look at things that can specifically interact with Nekusar in green, just to make sure that there's anything in particular that we can do. Um, and if anybody ever has any questions about uh, how I am doing any of the syntax searches, feel free to ask. I can totally explain what's going on. But what I'm really trying to do, so whenever an opponent draws a card, we've got two options here. Whenever an opponent draws, whenever a player draws. Yeah. Wow. Is that really the only? Wait. Okay. Let's just go back to the Scryfall homepage. Okay. Well, we've got Xyrus. This is the only thing that inside that is green, that is not white, that has whenever an opponent draws or has whenever a player draws. That is kind of hilarious. So looks like we are definitely adding in Xyrus, although it sounded great from the start. We've got it. So then let's. Yes, that is essentially. Yeah. So I was looking for specifically whenever an opponent draws, uh, rather than going through draw opponent. Yeah, that was the next thing. Because I was looking for specific lines there. Um, let's do when or Glade Moose. Okay. This got people really going. I like this today. Blade Muse, whenever a player casts a spell, if it's not their turn, that player draws a card. Yeah, I haven't seen that in a while. And, ooh. Oh. Oh, baby. We're doing Heartwood Storyteller, folks. Alright, let's see, Gramatha. It is a May on Edric, so they will attack. I'm curious if there's anything that is a must. We can check that later. We'll check that later. So you had said when draw opponent. So we can take the whenever. Take the ever off, see if there's anything else. I don't think we necessarily. Parley enters the battlefield. Each player reads the top card of a library for each non-land card. Ooh, Parley is not a bad idea. But let's just take these. Oh. Alright, now this is going to get other things. Sorry, my computer, my streaming PC just flashed at me. I was trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. Alright, beginning of your upkeep, if an opponent controls no permanents with bounty counters, put a bounty counter. No, don't care about that. Untap all creatures till end of turn, and a creature an opponent controls blocks, draw a card. So the untap all creatures is something that I'm gonna dump this into Kydel. I'm just gonna put this in for now, and we're just gonna add this in as Kydel untaps, just to remind us to do that later, because we might get some good things in there. So Cataract, we'll just go through a few of these cards that people have already seen. Psychosis Crawler is for sure. That's basically a Nekusar staple. We'll get that later. Keen. So we have the Keen Sense. We have Curiosity. We have yeah, Curiosity. We have Ophidian Eye. We have Tandem Lookout. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, lots of options. Cataract. Which one's Cataract? If you control red permanent, yeah. Not terrible. Yeah, we'll throw these in here because these are basically going to be a lot of Nekusar replacements. I love Obnixilis. I just wish some of his cards were like more playable. Yeah. Snake Umbra. That is the. Is that the same thing? Just Umbred for 3 mana? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. We'll throw that in there. Yeah. So we definitely have replacement Nekusar. Yeah. Let's Nekusars. Let's create that. Actually, no, that's not Nekusars. Cataract is Nekusars. That is Nekusars. This is kind of not quite Nekusars. Obnix Reignited. I like him, but we'll see. I don't think we need him. And then Curiosities. Doop, doop, doop. Let's come back over here, see what else we got to add in. Phyrexian Tyranny is a yes. There is always a spot for Phyrexian Tyranny in these decks. It is like the best thing ever. It does hurt us too, but it is the best thing ever. That is in the Nekusar's pile. Fungal Shambler deals damage. No, don't care. Yes, we want Heartwood Storyteller. If only Leovold was legal. Armorsaur's a maybe. Shaper Sanctuary. Huh. I don't think we need Shaper Sanctuary, but that's interesting. Into opponent's graveyard. Nope. War in the Woods. Target spell ability. Nope, don't care. And Cyrus. Okay. Yeah, Underworld Dreams for Malignant Growth. Beginning of your upkeep, put a growth counter. Beginning of each opponent's draw step, the player draws an additional card. Ooh. That's one I haven't seen. Oh, it's the cumulative upkeep that I have. Hmm. Okay. That definitely is the replacement Nekusars. Um, um, let's minus. Let's take out the Yume option here. See if we get anything. Yeah, Underworld Dreams is one that we needed. Underworld Dreams, and then we have Megrim and Liliana. Which one is Liliana's? There's the Liliana's Caress. That's it. Uh, yeah, it does give us good redundancy. Cast a spell. Checking over there. Good. During your turn, draw a card. This could be a weird spot for the Miser's Seed Time, which if nobody's ever played Seed Time, it's hilarious. I'm not sure. So which Obnix are you talking about, Resmold? Are you talking about the Reignited? Because he's kind of iffy. I'm not against Party Jace. Party Jace is always fun. And very rarely do people kill Party Jace, but then again, he is +2. And if he's absorbing damage instead of your face, that's not a bad thing. Um, this is all combat damage. Uh, yes. Let's what was I gonna say? We've got Niv Mizzet Perun just because he's baller and awesome, and we can run him, and there's no reason not to. So this is a case where we're running Curiosities, and if we run Niv Mizzet, I am perfectly fine having an A plus B in our deck if we're not tutoring it out. Yes, we have several different synergies because Nekusar is really amazing with drawing a bunch of cards. No, sorry, Niv Mizzet's really good with drawing a bunch of cards. Curiosity is really good with Vial Smasher or our Staker Commander, Nekusar. I'm fine with that. Ludovic? Which Ludovic are we talking about? Necro Alchemist? Necro Genius? Uh, so it is still a May. Yeah, we do need to hit those. I just want to check, make sure there isn't any other like curiosity type effects or crazy things in green that we would want. Actually, let's look at the untaps, and I want to look at, actually, I want to look at untaps and I want to look at mana filtering for Kydel just to see what options we can throw in there. Minus ID greater than or equal to white. So untap creatures T instant. Yes, empowered auto generator is pretty good. We won't have Fateful Hour. We don't care about that. We don't care about that. Vitalize. Savage Beating. I don't know if combat damage will necessarily be something that we want, but that's not a terrible thing. It's kind of a little bit of mana. Each attacking creature and each blocking creature doesn't untap. Nope. Okay, so Vitalize. Throw that in there. And then there are a few like Twitch type things, but I don't necessarily know we want to do a ton of those. Empowered Auto Generator is one that I really do like. And it gets really big. Mind's Eye does if other people are drawing cards. It's not a terrible thing to throw in for now. I like that. Good call. Did we get that in there? We didn't add it. Okay. Now let's remove charge add. So gemstone array is the one that is like the easiest to get us infinite array. Chromatic orrery does do that as well. Chromatic orrery lets us go crazy with Kydel. We'll throw gemstone array in there as well. I don't know if there's really any others besides those two, besides Mycosynth. Let me just double check. Spend mana so or mana of any color. We'll throw it in there. It fixes that. Mana Bloom also kind of does that. Mana Bloom lets us spend 1 green and turn it into a bunch of stuff. Signpost Scarecrow? Signpost. Yes, Signpost Scarecrow does actually do that. Just do... minus O. Tap. Alright, so these are the things that don't tap themselves that get us mana. Don't want Envoy. Morsel Hoarder, we don't have a great way of doing. We've got the Sunburst, Phyrexian Altar. I think Prismite is our better option there. Prismite, Stonework Pack Beast is technically better. Golem versus Beast, Rogue, Warrior, Wizard, Cleric. We'll just throw Prismite and Pack Beast in there for the heck of it. Fog Initiate. Gets us black. Yeah. Coveted Jewel does kind of do that. We'll leave it for now. We'll throw it in. It's a good mana sink. Let's actually do some sorting here. Kydel and taps, and because I want to get these in here, this is Kydel fixing. Kydel fixing. Fixing. Yep. And you, and there weren't any others. Bogganic shit. There is a white one, but we don't need that. I think that's good for now. Chalice, sure, we'll add it in. Add it in, and I don't know where the best place to do that is. Now, Empowered Auto Generator, I'm going to dump this over here in Kydel. Let's just change this to Kydel Synergy, or Kydel Abuse, and figure out what we can do with that later. We've got Kydel Fixing, General Creatures, Curiosities, this is Kydel Abuse, this is Walls, because that's exactly what that is. Kydel Abuse. Alright. So, Locust God is good. I don't necessarily know if I want to do Intruder Alarm. So Intruder Alarm is just very easily abusable. And in actuality, because well, we could be running Matadorks. We are running Kaidel. We could be running others. We can put I'll put Intruder Alarm in for now. So the other one that would be really good is Mind Over Matter. Because that just changes a card into a Kaidel on tap. The problem is that those are so easily abusable. So it's just kind of a challenge to say how far we want to go. Yeah, and I don't necessarily know if I want that many A plus Bs. A few are okay. A lot get to be oppressive, especially so the thing is we're going to be drawing a ton of cards. Our goal is to draw a ton of cards, which means that we don't need to tutor as much, which also means we're going to be plowing through our deck super fast. And even if we have 4 or 5 A plus Bs, our chances of finding them are very high. Hey, I can't tell if that's Ifeno or Lefno, but hey, welcome. Welcome to the craziness. Let's see, where were we? We did our Kaidel mana. Let's get back to where we were. Kaidel mana. We've done Kaidel untaps. Wheel of Fortune time. Wheel of Fortune because why not? We don't want to do Wheel of Misfortune because that's not so great. Nope. Do that. Uh, minus ID. Further equal to white. Let's just say, yeah. So we definitely can throw Twister in. Anvil is kind of the default. We're just gonna be dumping a bunch of these. Don't need Folio. Ori might actually be decent as far as getting us mana. Throw in the Howling Mine. Throw in the Kami. Throw in the Magus. The Memory Jar. The Mind's Aglow because that's a Kaidel outlet. Molten Psyche. Yeah. Yep. Prosperity. Reforge, right? No, don't need that. Don't necessarily want that guy. Spiteful. Stormfist. Sway is banned, isn't it? Yeah. It's pretty sure it was. Before Rune Sizen. Civil's Charge. Oh, I did want to look up the parlays. And then I wanted to look up dilemmas, which is... Don't remember how they have a council's dilemma. Don't care. Sylvala's Stampede might be kind of funny. I don't think we want to expropriate. Let's get back here. Temple Bell, the puzzle box. Yeah, I definitely played with Temporal Cascade. We don't want a Great Aurora. We'll throw in Time Spiral. Yeah, we're just like dumping everything in here. Got Windfall. Let's not Winds of Change specifically. I want to look at Sylvalis Stampede because it's non-land. No, it's creature. We might actually get decent things depending on the creatures we have, so that might not be a bad thing. Yeah, we got Dictate. So now let's just go ahead and extra cards, and let's add in a wheels pile because I want to make sure that we can actually do this. Sorry if I'm scrolling fast and it's hard to see. Wheels. All right. Wheels is nice and easy to drag to. We definitely have too many. 100% we have too many. But we're just going to throw them all in there, and then we're going to mess with them from there. Molten Psyche. Prosperity is actually going to be right over here in Kydel Abuse, and so is Minds Aglow, in my opinion. And that is going to be something to check later. Vision Skeins I'm going to dump here, and that's also going to be there. Extra cards. Extra cards. Extra cards. Extra cards. Extra cards. Extra cards. And yep. So by extra cards, I mean forced extra cards. Let's save this real quick. Come on. Right now we're already at 68 cards and we haven't done really like anything super crazy. This is forced extra cards and it's also extra land ramp. That's great. And then we've got an enchantment as well. We've got enchantments, extra cards. Extra cards. Extra cards. And this is also Kydel Abuse. We're just gonna add this into Nekusar Burn. Actually, no, this is Discard Burn because edit and wait a second, where were we at? Where did those go? Underworld Dreams ends up in our Nekusar replacements. Okay. We've got our wheels. Oh, Helix Pinnacle. You know what? That is kind of funny. I will totally go. Yeah. What? Come on. I'll throw in a Helix Pinnacle. Because it is an upkeep trigger, it does have Shroud. Yeah. If we can somehow get Kydel to make 100 mana at a turn, cool. I'm totally fine with that. So here's kind of the question. If we have A plus Bs in the deck, and what I would prefer to have is A plus Bs that work with commanders, not A plus Bs that work with additional cards in the deck. So like, I don't necessarily as much like Locust God plus Intruder Alarm, but I wouldn't be against a Freed from the Real on Kydel. Or Pemmons? Is Pemmons colorless? I can't remember if Pemmons cost colorless to untap. Nope, it's all colored. Okay, never mind. Thought there was a colorless untapper. Oh, that would be Staff of Dom. But that is just a straight, let's just go crazy. We'll throw that in there just for the hell of it. It'll be our oops, we win. But it might get cut. We could put a few twitches in here, which is, yeah. T instant T sorcery. Oh, untap. Oh, creature. Oh, target. Oh, draw. So these are just different ways to um, use Kydel to get more mana. Staff untaps itself. Give me a second. I'll go over that. That's you don't control. That works, and just Twitch. We can leave it at that for now. Untap. No target attacking. All right. So staff. If you get Kydel, that can tap for 6 mana. No. You need Kydel to be able to tap for 5, because you tap for 5, you tap Staff for 3 to untap Kydel, and 1 to untap Staff. You now have infinite mana. Then you've got everything else with Staff. Yeah. Yeah, Staff is just like super crazy. I don't know if it's going to stay in the deck. That's kind of like Kydel, Wheel, Staff, I win. And I don't necessarily know I like that. It's doable, but what did we just add? Because, oh, that was the instance. Sorry. Talking a lot. Kydel abuse goes over here. So Twitch can hit either Kydel or Empowered Autogener Refocus. Does not, and Cerulean Wisps does not. Is there untap? Artifact? Jolt. That's beginning of the next turn. So this is where it gets to be a challenge. Twitch is like our big one. Okay, we'll leave it there. That gives us two cheap untappers that draw us a card that kind of ramp. Kiara's Follower. And we had a crew fix one. What was it? The Karametra's Acolyte. Was that the... Somebody had said something about one that was wanting? No, we don't need that. Hello, hello? Chat, can you hear me? I think you should be able to. Back a little earlier, let's just check audio over here. You. Okay, I've got to change one other thing over here so I can actually hear when people talk. And now, if I am talking over here, I should be able to hear myself. Well, not hearing that, but I will have to double check this later. I'm not hearing a lot of noise. So, we're good. You guys can hear me. We're back. Where were we before the audio died? We added Cure as follower, didn't we? Sorry about that. I thought my headset had more time on it. Creatures, Cure as follower. We dumped that over there. Okay. All right. So we have Staff of Domination. We were talking about Staff of Domination. It is a full infinite with Kaidel. I would prefer to do that kind of, but I'm not sure. Then do like Locust God. But then that's just A plus B for commanders. It's iffy. This is definitely Kaidel abuse. Kind of just take a step back. Play Nekusar as our hidden commander. We don't yet waste not. So the only downside with waste not is that it's not a May. but that is not a bad thing. We're just gonna... Come on. There we go. We're gonna do changes to discard abuse. And... Waste Not's not a bad idea. The other one is Bone Miser, but we're not necessarily going to be discarding a lot. Don't know if we necessarily need that guy, which is basically, it's a self Waste Not. Again, it's not a May. I don't necessarily think we need that. We're at 75 cards. We have added... Let's just do a staples check, just to make sure that we haven't missed anything kind of big. This is EDH rec. We're looking for Kydel. And we're throwing in Vial Smasher. Jack Battle. Twister's not. We can throw it in. It is one of those that we could keep it in. We don't necessarily need it to be that strong. Yes, it is really strong. Lear? Lear's not a bad idea. I think he can go into the lulz, let's check it out later category. We've got Puzzle Box already. Oh, Jace's Archivist. There we go. Don't think we added him yet. Yep. Got that. Don't think we necessarily need Crewfix. Villainous Wealth isn't necessarily out of the question. So we could Torment of Hailfire, we could Exsanguinate. The issue with doing that, in my head, is are we wanting to win with a bunch of mana off of Kydel, or are we wanting to try to win through Nekusar Burn? And I think we want to win off of Nekusar Burn, which means Exsanguinate's kind of out of the question. And that also kind of points us away from Staff of Domination. Because while this does kind of infinitely win off of Kydel, it's not what we're wanting to do. We're wanting to win on our terms. That's not the terms we want to win on. Notion Thief is a no. We definitely want them drawing cards. Yeah, that's the whole point, is while we could go infinite one way, we don't need to, so let's just not. Riel, nah, don't really care about that. We could Dockside again, too easy. We've got the other Niv, which I like more. Don't need that. Arjun. Arjun lets us dig through stuff super fast. We don't need it. Nyx Bloom is hilarious. We'll just throw it in there for the hell of it. Zaxara, not so much so. Tagrid is hilarious. Pier, yes. Yeah. Turgrid, yeah. Pier is good. Pier is basically kill target player with any sort of extra card draw in play. I like that. Good thought. Rashmi, we don't necessarily need. Glinthorn isn't terrible. Karavek's a bit over the top. Kozilek's over the top. We don't care. We're not Thoraclane. Don't need Clouth. Dragon Mage is slow. Wandering Archaic isn't bad. Dream Devourer is also not bad here, because when we get later on, we'll just check and see that we don't necessarily have a ton of extra things in there. I like that. Arcane Denial is a good counterspell in this regard. Douthie does. That is correct. It is, to me, it's kind of a little bit more on the stapley side of things. It is good, though. Blue Sun's Vamp, Pull. Stroke, not so much so. Expansion Explosion, not so much so. Veil. Deluge, Iteration, don't necessarily need that. Actually, Galvanic Iteration is not bad as a duplicator. Let's go down to sorceries. We've got Echo, Dark Deal. There we are. Don't care about... Ooh. Crackle is Kydel abuse. That is a lot of Kydel abuse. I think Crackle is just kind of funny. And I think I like that more than Exsanguinate. And I'll put it in for now. Not 100% sure. We've got Peer. Past in Flames and Mizzix could go in there. And Narset, sure. Don't necessarily need Deluge. Don't need that. Jessica's Will is just too easy, in my opinion. Trespass, too easy. We've got Ramp, we've got Banefire. Yeah, so Umbral Mantle is just like, GG, we went with Kydel. Don't necessarily like that. We've got Howling Mine. Alhamis is a way to kill ourselves. I don't like that. Primal Amulet isn't bad, though. Lithoform isn't bad, also. We might have too much copy effects, but we're okay with that. Sylvan, Wizard class, meh. Not big on that. Breach is kind of hilarious, but not needed. Mind's Dilation, Keen Sense, we got that. Double Vision could be interesting. Fiery Emancipation definitely does work. That has good old Nekusar lightning bolting people for every card draw. Pretty good. Yeah, I think Minamo, School at Water's Edge, and Mikokoro, Center of the Sea. All right. I think that is... Oh, Gaia Reach. Sanitary. We've got the Ori already. X. Don't care about that. Jeweled Lotus, don't care about that. All right. Now the last one is Nekusar Staples. Come on. You can do it. EDHRX sometimes gets a little slow. We've probably already hit all of these because that's like what we're primarily doing. Yep, we've got all of those. Yes, got all of those. We don't have Psychrift in here yet. I don't want a Winds of Change. Wheel and Deal works. Nightscape Familiar's not terrible. We'll just see how relevant that will be, though. Ooh, Harmonic Prodigy for sure. We'll double check everything that triggers, but yeah, Harmonic Prodigy's great. Fel Spectre is another Megrim. We're definitely going to have to sort through things here. Do you like Sangromancer? Archfiend seems like that might just be oppressive is the only thing. That's going to be one-sided board reps basically whenever you wheel. Smari command. That guy. Our player draws 2, then discards 2. Yeah, you create a treasure, deals 2 damage to any target or destroy target artifact. Not terrible. We'll throw it in for now. Don't like Magus of the Jar. Alright. Black Vice? And which one's is Ivory Tower that gains us a ton of life? Ivory Tower or Venser's Journal? Let's do Venser's Journal. Obosh isn't bad. And I think we're at the point. Oh, Spark Double for sure. 3 duplicate effects. Yeah, Clever Impersonator, and then there's the is it KLH or KLD for call? Oh wait. What is the call time abbreviation? KHM. Yeah, Phantasmal Image. The reason for the Clever Impersonator and Moriarty of the Frost is because it can be any permanent, and that might get us a few different things. I think let's go to sorceries. Just make sure there's nothing stupid we didn't miss. Each friend discards only can draw that many cards plus 1. Fury does damage each foe, equal number of cards in their hand. Yeah, that's not terrible. Burning Inquiry just wrecks people at times. Oh, I've got a great hand. No, you don't anymore. You just discarded half of your hand. Everything that was good about it is now gone, and I just get to laugh in the corner. Mind Crank. Oh, why did I forget Mind Crank? No, that's milling. Let's not do Mind Crank. I think I like the what's the other half of Mind Crank? The enchantment. SID equals BT enchantment. Blood Chief Ascension. Dusk Mantle. Is that just Blood Chief Ascension? Yeah, that's Blood Chief Ascension. Blood Chief Ascension being online. Okay. Yeah. Dusk Mantle, Guild Mage, or Blood Chief Ascension do the same thing. Iron Maiden isn't terrible. Oh. Forced Fruition. Probably some of the best memories I have is with Forced Fruition and Phyrexian Tyranny in play at the same time. Cast Forced Fruition with the Tyranny in play, pass the turn. The next person tried to Corrosion Gripped the Forced Fruition. Took 14. We have a few. I don't necessarily know how many we want, is the only thing as far as rack effects go. Helm of the Gas Lord is another curiosity. But it works. Whenever this creature deals damage to an opponent, that player discards a card. So if we put this on, if we put it on Vial Smasher, it turns it into a discard. But if we put this on Nekusar, it is a curiosity and a discard at the same time. We'll leave it for now. Sigil of Sleep is pretty oppressive. Let's not do that. Glistening Oil is just that is the painful Nekusar win. We'll throw it in for now. And I don't think we need No Mercy or Dissipation Field. Alright. I think we're good on staples. That gets us, we have what we wanted plus staples. We're at 117. Let's go through and classify all of these things really quick. And then we can go from there. Extra cards. Just give me a regular one. Thank you. This is just kind of general utility. Actually, we're going to get a bunch of general utility as my only concern. Curiosities, Planeswalkers. Actually, let's just say, we'll throw this as general utility. Do we already have that? No, we don't. All right, cool. So that's general utility. I'm going to put a bunch of stuff in there that we are going to need to cut eventually. And while it's good, yeah, I do agree we're going to be removing some of those. I want to, let's do the classifying first, then I can save this is where we started with, and then we can go from there. Actually, Mind's Eye is Kydel Abuse. This is general utility. This is going to be card draw pain. I think I'm going to put this with the Megrims, because it's essentially the same thing. Curiosities. Where's our curiosities? There's our curiosities. I'm gonna put that into curiosities as well. More cards, wheels, more cards. That's just gonna be actually. Where is more cards? Extra cards. There we are. This is general utility. This is general utility. Artifacts. General utility. General utility. And let's just make a mana pile because we're going to need to add mana at some point. We've got a mana pile. Creatures. So this is kind of why I like doing this, because we're going to have a lot of general utility here, and we're just going to have to make some decisions. I believe general utility is where I'm going to want to cut the most things, because it gets away from being unique and just being generally good. This Douthy Voidwalker is in general utility. This is mana. Fel Spectre is discard burn. This is general utility. This is wheels. We have general utility. This is mana. This is general utility, but a fun card. We've got mana here. Actually, I think Niv Mizzet could go under curiosities because, you know, he's kind of curious. This is just general burn. Good stuff. Psychosis Crawler. I'm going to put that there with curiosities because essentially we're winning off of that. Life gain isn't terrible. Actually, I'm going to put this in discard burn. It's us abusing them discarding. Whenever draws a card. So Locust God and Xyrus are kind of just like really good extra win cons, and I think I'm just going to leave these three here for now. Delabuse, wheels, sorceries. Okay, we've got more wheels. We've got... This is extra cards. Where's extra cards? Extra cards. Okay. Extra. This is wheels. This is wheels. This is general utility. This is wheels. This is Kydel Abuse, and this is Kydel Abuse. Yeah. So I think I like Xyrus more than Locust God. Locust God giving them all haste basically means that we can storm off. Xyrus means that we can get ourselves a big army and it can draw us cards. Like if we top deck and we've got nothing, Xyrus actually can get us ahead at some point. Whereas Locust God is just kind of like, hey, I wheeled several times, you guys all lose. Which is kind of why I don't like it as much. I'm not going to cut it now, but I don't like it as much. Everything has... this goes under Kydel Abuse. And we've got more cards and more cards. Everything's got its place. Let's save. Copy deck. No, you didn't just do that. No, you did not just do that. Wow. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we just lost a bunch of stuff. Jeez. Okay. How can I actually get this back? All right. I think I know what I'm going to do. So I I'm recording this at the same time. I'm stopping the recording right now and I'm trying to pull up that actual video, which and 116. All right, Nekusar. There we go. So, custom tags. Booyah. We have now migrated from Architect without any issues, and we can just move on because Architect's having a problem today. We're okay. Give me a second. As I start recording again. All right. So, Architect crashed. We lost everything. We re-added it all. We're now in Moxfield because we're just at cuts now. So let's duplicate this, and this is 3 cuts. Duplicate. Go back. All right. This is the version we're going to be cutting from. Me just double checking. Dex, make sure we've got that. We do. Perfect. Okay. Thanks you, Nicholas, for all of the help with this. Now, we need to cut this down to roughly 55. But we have how many lands already in here? They say the number of lands we've got. Well, we can just resort it. I think we've got 4 lands, 4 lands, 3 lands. Okay, so we need to get this 58. Which means we've got a lot to cut. We have to cut 59. We have to cut half the deck. 1 over half the deck. So let's start looking at what we've got over here for extra cards. And I think we want to start cutting a few that aren't like really great on their own or are overcosted. Memory Jar is good, but it's on the higher end. Will slower mana curve. Glade Muse. Player casts a spell. If it's not their turn, they draw a card. Don't know if I necessarily like that as much. Heartwood Storyteller. I like this more because it lets us draw cards more. Our opponents aren't necessarily going to want to draw the cards. It is a May, but this will give us more opportunity to draw cards. I think I'm going to drop Glade Muse for now, as far as creatures go. Fevered Visions. Let's look at how many of these. So Stormfist, being in my upkeep, I don't necessarily like that. It needs to live. We're going to remove that. Spiteful Visions, it is both extra cards and burn. We're good. Rites of Flourishing's just extra cards. Otherworld Atlas, it's slow. We can remove it. Magus of the Wheel is actually, that should be a wheel. Why are you? Boop. Change tags. Wheels. All right. Where were we? Here we are. Kami's okay. I think I like so Dictate has flash, means we get to abuse it more. Fevered Visions is burn, and it's at end step. So they don't necessarily get the cards right away. I like that. What other 3-drop? Those do we have? We have Jace, Rites of Flourishing. So I think I like. Yes, Fever Visions does synergize well with Black Vice. I like that. I think we'll drop. God, this is hard. I think Rites of Flourishing is. I think we want to focus on the burn, so free draw isn't necessarily as great. Free draw when we control it is better, and free draw with burn is even better. Anvil just gives them no max hand size, which we like. It also makes them discard, which we like. So Kami, Howling Mine, and Dictate. And I think I like Kami the least because Dictate we can flash it in and get the first card out of it. So I'm going to drop Kami for now. General utility. Actually, I want to... Let me change this. I'm just going to call you clones because I want to list all the clones on their own because they do their own thing. Hashtag. Because oh, what? There we go. I want to do that just because it will help us with cuts because we'll need to. We're going to need to cut some of these, but we want to see what all our options are so that we can actually do this better. So this actually, we're going to call you discard because that's really where we're getting things from. And then these we're going to change tag to damage mods because we've got a few of those. General utility, where'd you go? Here. All right. Though the Harmonic Prodigy, let me just double check. Nekusar. Where did Nekusar end up? Is there just a creature pile with Nekusar? There is just a creature pile with Nekusar. So the reason for Harmonic Prodigy is it basically doubles all of the Nekusar triggers. So they double draw, and then they also double burn. So at the beginning of each player's draw step, they draw 2 cards. They draw an additional card, but then they also draw an additional card from Harmonic Prodigy. Yeah, and then when they deal damage, they would take 2 for each card drawn. So Harmonic Prodigy plus Nekusar is they draw 3 and they take 6, which is really strong. And double checking. Kokoro. Wait, we were at general utility. We didn't have any other clones. This is actually a clone. And that is a clone. This Mari command, I think I'm just going to remove it. It's like, it's not doing a ton. This is going to be clones as well, because we're just cloning abilities. And then that is a decent general use pile. Leer, Mizzix, Past and Flames. That's all reuse of spells, but that's okay. We'll leave that for now. I'm not as big on Obosh. Probably just going to cut him now. But Emancipation and Harmonic Prodigy, pretty good. Hey, Perilous Percival, welcome. Yeah, I hadn't seen you chat before, so welcome in. Let's see. Kaidel abuse. Let's take a look at that. So I think for Kaidel abuse, we want to have things that cost a single colored mana and or are colorless. So I think we cut Villainous Wealth, although it would be fun. We don't necessarily need it. Vitalize, we don't have many creatures. We don't have mana dorks in here right now. Which, speaking of which, I'm just going to put a Birds of Paradise. Actually, no, we're going to get their staples later. We'll get staples later. But I don't think Vitalize is going to do much. Well, Vitalize could both untap Kior's Follower and Kaidel, so that's not bad. Twitch isn't terrible. Think we could drop Refocus because it's 2 mana for it. Twitch lets us untap the auto generator as well, which isn't bad. Mind's Aglow, I assume we are the only one paying mana into it. It is a must draw. I think I like that. That versus Prosperity, I think we drop Prosperity. We don't need 2 of those effects. Mind's Eye lets us dig out with Kaidel on a wheel. Mind Over Matter is pretty bonkers as far as mana generation through Kaidel. 1 wheel, and Kaidel will tap for 8. We could discard a bunch of cards and make a ton of colors from there. But we don't have a lot to abuse with that. And in fact, I removed Otherworld Atlas, which is a infinite draw, out of that as well. So Mind Over Matter might stay. I'm not against that. Minamo doesn't untap the auto generator, but it could get us other things. I'm okay leaving it in. I like Mana Bloom. I really like this because that takes 1 green and turns a Kaidel tapping for 8 into 8 colored mana really easy. I like that. Follower, okay. Intruder Alarm. I think we don't need Intruder Alarm. Yeah, I don't think, because that's really a Kaidel win. That's not a Nekusar win. Let's drop that. Having 1 Kaidel win in is okay. And I'm okay with that either being Crackle with Power or Helix Pinnacle. Helix Pinnacle. Does anybody have a preference? It's one or the other. We're going to cut the other right away. I'll give chat a little bit to think about that. Benefactor's Drought. I think I'm just going to remove this for now. I don't think we need that. And Cerulean Wisp being just blue to do it, I think I like that, especially because we also get just draw off of it. I think Twitch plus Cerulean Wisps as the only instant speed ones are good. And worst case, we tap Kydel for 1, we pay a blue, we untap it, now it taps for 2. So this is essentially a blue colorless dark ritual that draws us a card on our commander. I think my headset or my Alexa just yelled at me, but I didn't hear it because of these headphones. Alexa, cancel. I don't know if you guys heard it or not through this mic, because I don't really have a good noise gate on this mic right now because it was a last minute change. Nicholas, I do agree on that. Helix Pinnacle would be very funny, but it is kind of like a non-interactive win. I think actually just burning people is better. Yeah, we'll leave that for now. Mana-wise, I don't think we need Nyx Bloom. Nightscape Familiars is okay. Dream Devourer I like because it can let us tap Kydel and essentially lay away a bunch of spells. This is kind of both mana saving and Kydel abuse. I think I like it more than Nightscape Familiar, so I'm going to remove Nightscape Familiar for now. And Coveted Jewel, we get mana, we draw cards, and then if they attack us, they draw cards, and they get it. I'm okay with that for now. Kydel Fixing, we've got the Pack Beast, we've got Prismite. We don't need the Scarecrow. We'll just remove that for now. We don't need the Lattice. That can get really abusable very fast. I think we drop the Array. I think we drop Bog Initiate, because I don't think we... What's our mana balance? We're mostly blue. We're a quarter black. Yeah, I think we drop Bog Initiate. Okay. Ooh. That gets us Prismite and Stonework Pack Beast. I think we just keep one of these. And I think we keep the Wizard for the hell of it. I don't think we necessarily have any Wizards, but this can be Wizard cycled. So both Step Through and the Dalkin Aether Mage will be free tutors for either mana fixing or for the commander. So I think I like the Pack Beast better in that regard. Wheels. Okay. Wheel of Fate we can just remove. Visions Gains we can kind of remove. We can remove Cascade, it's too much. Molten Psyche is a nice win. Corvus Fury, I think let's only have one of those, and the one of them that we'll have is Molten Psyche. I like Archivist. Dark Deal's kind of mean. I don't necessarily like it because it doesn't get people cards in hand if they don't have it. I like Commit Memory. But do I like it more than like Time Spiral? I don't really. Let's remove that. Burning Inquiry is just fun and annoying. I think we can remove Wheel and Deal. And to make people not go crazy, I do kind of want to remove Time Twister. Just because of the price tag associated with it. And if people see this in a deck, it's just going to be annoying for them. I'm okay there for now. Underworld Dreams, Phyrexian Tyranny, Malignant Growth, Cataract. I think I want to drop Malignant Growth. It's on the high end of mana-wise. I mean, like, I'm kind of wanting to drop both of these Planeswalkers, or both of these 5-drops. but we definitely want to remove that. And I think actually I remove, it's either Cataract or Fate Unraveler. Red permanents that we have right now is Vial Smasher, Nekusar, Cyrus. I'm just gonna remove the Locust God. Niv Mizzet. I think Cataract might actually be a challenge to actually go off, so let's remove that for now. Clones. We can drop some of these spell clones. Don't think we need Lithoform. I think Narset's Reversal is good enough. I think that's a good first path. Good first pass. Okay. We got Curiosity. It's always great. Glistening Oil. Thoughts on burning people out with Nekusar? It's fast. Harmonic Prodigy, Glistening Oil, Nekusar, and a wheel is GG. I think I'm okay with it, but it's kind of on the lower end. Helm of the Gas Lord is a weaker one. We can remove that. Psychosis Crawler is just kind of a little too easy. I think I'm going to remove it for now. Snake Umbra giving us the Totem Armor I like. And I like that more than Tandem Lookout. So I'm going to remove Tandem Lookout. Discards. Waste Not. Gets us all the value. It makes for really crazy wheel turns. Turgrid is kind of just a win con on her own. I'm cool with having her in the 99. And that's just going to like end games. Sangromancers are only life gain in the deck right now. It may not be needed? Question mark. Then all of these Megrims. Switch printing. Let's do one that is doable, readable. Okay, Black Vice. Let's remove Bloodsheaf. Let's remove Fel Spectre. Liliana's Crest is cheaper than Megrim. And let's remove Raider's Wake. Okay. So we added in 2 staples for tutors, but I think we still want to go down to 58, which means we need another 20 cuts. I want to do by type, because I want to see what Sylvalis Stampede will actually get us. Why am I not seeing it? It's creatures, right? You reveal a creature. So if we have Sylvalis Stampede, I don't think we have a good enough, like, solid creature base, so I think that can just go. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of fine flying too close to the sun. If we get burned, we get burned. I'm okay with that here. I think we can cut Vitalize. If it drew us a card, or if it was a little bit more and drew us a card, I'd be better with that. I don't think we need Ob Nixilis Reignited. I think we can cut that for now. Okay. Don't think we need Nyx Boom Ancient. It's just kind of like on the top end, and we don't really have a ton of stuff up there. What is our average CMC? Yeah, 3.28. Okay. Yeah, we're on the high end still. We definitely need to make some cuts up top. Sort by mana cost. So here's where, like, choices on how we want to win. Like, Ob Nixilis Hate, I'm not so big on. I think I like Xyrus more than that. Step through's in here. Right here. Step through. Right there, Blackstone. Thank you. I just got it in. Definitely just got it in. I'm going to remove Hobnixilis here. Here as target player loses the game. It's okay. It's really expensive. I think we can cut it for now. I think we can drop that. And I think we want to drop... I think we drop Past in Flames because Mizzix's Mastery... If we overload Mizzix's Mastery, that probably should just be game over, right? I think we can call that. I do think we have enough metal, we're cutting down before we go up. So Blackstone, we dumped, if we look here, this was pre-cuts. We had 117 cards. And if I add in the Dalkin Aether Mage and the step through that I just added into this, we're at 119. We're going down. Oh, Gabby, hey, yeah, we're going down to 55 is what we're trying to do as the core of the deck, and then we're going to go up to we're going to add back in 10 generalish staples. So that's where our tutors are going to be. And yeah, I don't think we necessarily need as many tutors in this regard. I think we're at the point of chopping. We're starting to chop some clones. We're going to start chopping redundancies. Let's go back to the custom tags. So we've got a bunch of Kydel abuse. We've got our extra card options. We've got some damage modifiers here for our Nekusars. Clones. I think we need to drop one of these. And it might be Clever Impersonator. It's either Clever Impersonator or Phantasmal Image, because Spark Double just lets us have 2 Nekusars, which is never a bad thing. Wandering Archaic could go. We're not really doing Spell Ramp right now. That we might add in. We've got a bunch of Mana Rocks, but I think our better option for Ramp is in Kydel and just drawing cards is my general thought. For now. We'll get there otherwise. We have dropped our number of specific Nekusars a little bit. Okay with that. That's it makes it so that we're more into drawing specifically Nekusar, but we still have like Spiteful Visions and Fevered Visions, which both kind of count as Nekusars as well. I think we can drop Heartwood. It's very cute. But if I'm looking at the deck, I'm not seeing a lot of double green, and I think that might be hard to cast. It's actually kind of funny how little green we actually have in here, now that I look at it. This is like 99% just Nekusar plus Keen Sense and not in the command zone. So I think we might want to readjust this at some point. But we do have a lot of colorless things specifically to help with Kydel mana fixing, and that is a funny way of doing it. It's a very different way of doing Nekusar. So Fire Emancipation is essentially Nekusar lightning bolts everybody on a card draw. I think I like that more than I like Liliana's Caress on 2 life for a discard. But that is triple red. However, our deck is 25% red. That's easier to do. We could remove that. That's on the top end. If we just keep Harmonic Prodigy, that still works with like most of our cool wizard functionality. Like that does double draw us with Niv, and that does double ping with Niv. That double draws with Nekusar, and it ends up both a triple draw on Nekusar and a triple ping with Nekusar. Hex ping on hex double ping on Nekusar. Okay. Lear versus Mizzix's Mastery. Spells can't be countered. Incident source in your graveyard is flashback. I think we stick with Mizzix's Mastery. Yeah, we if we go here, are you talking fork where we are right now after we've done all these cuts, Nixilis? Okay. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Um because that will let us pull out all of the Kydel abuse and give us spot for white. Okay, yeah, we can totally do that. Gabby, you missed Architect failing, me having to I don't know if you saw when I had to go back and look at the replay video and watch through and retype in everything manually. That was a challenge. Seed time. It's really cute. I never get to play it. I think it can go. It's not like part of the core gameplay. And Voidwalker is really strong, but I don't necessarily think it's needed. I think it's like Turgrid or Voidwalker, and Turgrid's like I win the game. Voidwalker is like I get good value and people don't get their graveyards. Turgrid is I win the game. Voidwalker is I don't get to play with my graveyard ever, and people don't necessarily like that as much. Turgrid is yes, you need to kill it or game's over. Auto generator and coveted jewel is so great here. Okay, 64. We need to cut another 6 cards. I think we drop the impersonator. Mind's Eye is kind of nice with Kydel. If we wheel and we don't actually find gas, we can basically tap Kydel and draw another 7 or 8 cards or more because our opponent's drawing. It is on the top end. I think we like Mind's Aglow better than Mind's Eye though. And Mind's Aglow is pretty decent. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good cut. Puzzle box is so strong. Orrery? We dropped Rites of Flourishing. I think I like this just to be able to play the lands. Yeah, Mind's Eye Smothering Tithe is better. I do agree on that. I do agree on that. Dictate versus Howling Mine. I think we drop Dictate here. And I think we can drop Liliana's Caress. Keep Waste Not, keep Black Vice, keep Turgrid, but drop this for now. Which one? What's the group hug that you're talking about, Gabby? Keep the Krufix side of things. Well, so it's Howling Mine or Dictative Krufix. So it's easier to cast. Keep both. I can put it back in. Put it back in. Still need 3 more cuts. I think we could drop Venser. So Sangromancer versus Venser's Journal. I think we drop one of these. I think we drop Sangromancer. Yeah. Yeah. Fevered Visions. So it's an end of step draw, which is better for us because they don't get to use it right away, and then if they have it, then it's a Black Vice at that point. If they have 4 more cards in hand, they take 2. it's a better opportunity for us to give them. It's a better time for us to give them cards, and it has a burn on it, which is a nicer part about it. Cut Spiteful. It does the burn and it does the card draw. It does hurt us. Yeah, Kaidel can cast a journal. Yeah, Spiteful. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player draws an additional card. Whenever a player draws a card, Spiteful Vision deals 1 damage to that player. Spiteful Visions is the only one that actually burns us. Yeah. Spiteful Visions, well, Phyrexian Tyranny also burns us. But I think we're okay, because Tyranny's just so strong. We're burning them more. Yeah. I think we keep both of those. 2 more cuts. 2 more cuts. It's funny, because if I cut Arcane Denial, I'm just going to put Arcane Denial back in. So, let's just say 1 more cut. 1 more cut. And then we look at staples. Yeah, we do also break parity with Tyranny and Kaidel. That is true. That is very true. For some reason, I'm looking at either Reforge the Soul or Time Spiral. Or Magus of the Wheel. This, or Burning Inquiry. So CMC-wise, we're still kind of high. We're above 3. I would definitely start at least 35. If not more. Because we need to be able to cast stuff. 33 is too low. It's too low to be regularly playing them. And if we draw extras, we have things like Gerpor. We are drawing a lot of cards, but we need to be able to play lands in order to draw those cards. I do not like playing too few lands. We are planning on exploiting Kaidel, but we need to be able to cast Kaidel. Yeah, I mean, it is the whole, I want to be able to cast Kaidel, and if you go too low on lands, your chances of drawing lands to be able to like cast Kaidel on turn 4 even gets really bad. 8. Same size, 8. So 11. So, Hypergeometric Calculator, 98 cards in deck, turn 4, sample size is 11, so we start with 7 cards in hand, draw a card each turn, 33 lands, and we want to find at least 4 lands. We've got a 54% chance. If we go up to 36, I mean, that's an extra 10% chance. It's actually like, it's pretty big in the long run. Yeah, Kaidel is what we're using to get us green, but she does give us a lot of options as far as like extra mana that we can abuse because we have Nekusar. I think we're doing the last cut. I think it's either Ophidian Eye, Snake Umbra, or Glistening Oil. We cut the Magus of the Wheel. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. That puts us still at 305, 59. That's 3 lands plus an Arcane Denial. So that puts us at 34 lands. Oh, no. 57%. Yeah. We can start there. We can start there. So here we are before staples. Let's just go ahead and we're going to duplicate this. Cuts. 3 staples, white fork option. Yes, I am counting those. So if we go back to just, we don't want to go back here. We go back here to type. We've got 3 lands, so that's 56. The reason I said don't have to go to 55 was because if I cut Arcane Denial, I'd just put Arcane Denial back in as a counterspell. It was already in there, and it was one of the staples I would have thrown in anyways. So, adding in, you're talking, jeez. Dark Petition. That's a decent staple to throw in. Don't need you anymore. Why are you up like that? Okay. Soul Ring. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Felwar Stone, double L in the Felwar. We are primarily blue. So the blue, black, and blue, red talismans. Talisman of ID equals UR. Creativity and dominance. Got Dark Petition, Demonic Tutor, Mystical Tutor, Empiric Tutor, Counterspell, or Cyclonic Rift because it's just broke. Skip Mystical. Yeah, we don't need it. That's a good point. Mystical Tutor we don't need. Just sort by mana value. I'm looking at transmute options. CMC2, Waste Not gets us Aether Mage, which could then get us Wizards. Gets us... Yeah, actually, I kind of like Muddle here. And... do we do something stupid like Defense of the Heart? I think I kind of like that. Defense of the Heart or... Let's see. Defense of the Heart would let us drop like Nekusar and Niv-Mizzet or Nekusar and Turgid into play. Or would get us like a Nekusar and a Harmonic Prodigy would just be amazing. That would be great. What do you mean predatory? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Gabby. Lurking Predators? Yeah, Lurking Predators. I don't know if that's necessarily worth it for us. I'll put it in, but then I'll go back to the deck. We only have 13 creatures. So Lurking Predators would trigger like less than 15% of the time most of the time. I don't think that's... Hmm. Uh-huh. I don't necessarily like that as much. Yeah, the whole thing is the creature count is too low. If we were at double the number of creatures, it... so you may put the card on the bottom. You can choose to leave it on top, or put it, or leave it there. When an opponent casts a spell, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, put it on the battlefield. Otherwise, you may put that card on the bottom of your library. Yeah, it's just not for this. I think so. Mana rocks. We have Everflowing Chalice, Soul Ring, Arcane Felwar, Talismans, the Auto Generator, Coveted Jewel, and the Orrery. So we do have a lot of rocks, but we do have things like we have things like Sky Shroud. So here's where green might show up a bit more. Sky Shroud Claim, Cultivate, Burgeoning, Exploration. We don't have a ton. So we went down to 55. We're gonna add a bunch of staples in, and then we're gonna start cutting it back down till we get to 66, 65, 66 range. Maybe a little 67, and then we'll start doing the lands, because the lands are just kind of like meh. It's really easy to do the lands. So we didn't have a ton of green in at the start, but then a lot of the backing that makes green really strong is in ramp stuff, and we didn't have any of that in the deck yet. And so we might actually get more green in the deck. And we actually made cuts. We made a cut on Heartwood Storyteller because we didn't have much green. Green, ramp, Birds of Paradise. Arbor Elf, theoretically. Kodama. Kodama of the East is... or Kodama's Reach. Ignoble definitely does go in here. Yeah, Kodama of the East tree, I think we'll skip. It's basically just a win con on its own, and we've got a few of those already that are more on theme with Nekusar. Kodama's just like a powerhouse. He's just like, bam, I do too much is what Kodama does. Yeah, it is ramp. It is really expensive ramp. I think I want to skip it. I think Kodama just takes over games too much in an unfun way. It's really unfun to play against, but I mean, Kaidelana 4 drama is, yeah, it's 2 mana, play Kodama. I do see that. It's just Kodama isn't the Nekusar that we're trying to make the deck. It's good. Not doubting it is good, and it probably would be good. But for the goal of what I'm trying to do with the deck, I'm gonna skip Kodama for now. If you do copy this, feel free, add it in. It's just not where I'm wanting to take this. If you understand what I mean. Did I put? Yeah, we got Nature's Lore in. I think that's a good spot to stop the. The other one would be Arbor Elf. Arbor Elf. That gets us most of the 5-color. Ignoble doesn't get us blue. Yes, yeah, too much ramp will, which is why we now get to start pulling it back a bit. I think we're at a good spot to start pulling back. And I think we do pull out some of the rocks. I think Coveted Jewel might get a chance to go here. I think it's on the high end for ramp. It does draw cards, but I think it's too much. I think I do want to drop that. I think we can drop one or both of the talismans because we've got like 3 visits to Nature's Lore in there, and we can put in duels. Drop those. Devastation, I think we can drop. It was mainly just to get Nekusar, but I think that can go. Actually, wait, Nekusar is a 5-drop. Let's put Neoform in the deck, because then we could Neoform Kaidel into Nekusar, and I like that. And we could do Eldritch Evolution, and then we could Eldritch Evolution Vial Smasher into him, which means that we could then drop like Vampiric Tutor. We can keep Demonic Tutor. Make that a little bit better. I think then we can drop Ignoble because we've got Cure's Follower, which will get us blue when we need it. Harrow, we could. I don't necessarily think I like it more than Cultivate or Kodama's Reach. And I'm thinking of cutting either one of these or 3 visits or Nature's Lore or one of each. And I think we do cut one of each. And let's just change it to a black border because it looks so much prettier. And I just want to see what the cost is on these guys now. Yeah, wow, they're already up to $5. We'll keep the cheaper one. And keep the cheaper one. I think we could drop Sky Shroud. Burgeoning, we're giving our opponents a lot of lands. So that should get us more. We're giving our opponents a lot of cards, which means they should be getting a lot of land drops, which should be better than Exploration in the long run. I think we can drop that. Birds of Paradise. Yeah, we could drop Birds. I'm okay dropping that. Thoughts on Defense of the Heart? Is it too cute? Is it too strong? We're not instantly winning the game with it. It will put a target on our face, but it would also be something good to drop into an existing board in order to like get Nekusar online, which is why I like it. Indifferent is kind of where it ends up. Like Worldly Tutor being limited. I think with Neoform, Eldritch Evolution, and Defense of the Heart, we actually could drop Demonic Tutor, and we're okay. I think we could drop Black Vice at this point. Muddle is because it gets us like one of everything. Muddle could get us the Aether Mage, which then could get us Nekusar. Muddle can get us mana fixing for Kaidel, gets us a Neoform, which is also Nekusar. Gets us card draw, gets us Harmonic Prodigy, which is just really good off of Nekusar, can get us Crackle with Power to win the game. It gets us so much stuff at 2 mana. It's a massive toolbox. And it on its own can get us to Nekusar or Nekusar abuse really easily, which I like. I think we can cut Black Vice. Kind of iffy on it, but I think with the Neoform and Eldritch Evolution, I think we can cut Fate Unraveler because it's basically just a duplicate Nekusar. And we have ways of just getting to Nekusar on its own. And we have backups of those as enchantments, which are better to stick and play. No, no real pillow forting going on. We'll have creatures in play, hopefully. I mean, they're not really big butts. There is the chance that this deck will just get run over by, a ground force. And that's kind of just an alleyway that I'm okay having a loss to. Yeah, Venser's Journal isn't the best thing out there. Could drop that and throw in a like Damnation, because I think our life total is going to be more difficult to deal with. Horizon Chimera. Which one is that one? Ah. Min. Nixilus, I like Horizon Chimera. I like that. That is a way to get us life back. I like that more than Venser's Journal. And then Min is the extra card draw. When you draw your second card each turn, create a 1/1 illusion. That's actually not too bad. I think we can drop... I like that as... Actually, that's pretty decent as a way to prevent attacks because it's an army in a box. We're not necessarily drawing a bunch of cards on other people's turns is the only downside. But with like other things in play, we could. So that's actually good. I like that. We can totally keep Min. Yeah, Min gives bodies. I like that. Then let's go back to custom tags. We've got, let's mana. We've got where's the mana pile? Mana pile's over there. This is fun. Hashtag tutor. And Say change deck. I think we can drop Dark Petition here. I don't think we need it. We're primarily tutoring for creatures, which is Nekusar. I'm fine dropping Dark Petition. I'm cool with that. Cyrus, Heroes, and Chimera. At this point, I think I'm okay dropping Mizzix's Mastery. We don't have any straight graveyard. Yeah, Anvil is the only thing that's giving them no max hand size, which is why we've kind of kept it. We have both Damnation and Psych Rift. We remove Mizzix's Mastery. What's our average CMC now? 2.8. We're below 3, which was good. Gisa? What's Gisa? Where is that? I'm not familiar with Gisa. If creature and opponent control die exile, at the beginning of your upkeep, put all creature cards exiled on the battlefield under your control. They gain decayed. Yeah, we're not necessarily killing a bunch of our opponent's creatures, though. Yeah, I don't think that does what we want. I think Min does that better. Min does that way better. And Min and Xyrus do that. They do that for us. Those are our armies in a box. So what's our got 3 lands, 1 more cut. The last cut. And I think it's Ophidian Eye or Snake Umbra. And I think it's we cut Ophidian Eye because I like the totem armor better. That gives us 66 main deck. 34 lands. I think that's an okay place to start. Doop, 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 doop. No. Dual. Is fetch land minus planes. Howdy Maya. Cradle of Growth. Where are you at? Where are you at? There you are. Urborg, Tomb. We could put coffers in here. Back to the deck list. Consecrated Sphinx. So we do Consecrated Sphinx. I think I would drop Niv Mizzet. And actually, I think I'm okay with that. I think removing Niv Mizzet kind of removes an A plus B that we might find with Niv Mizzet plus a Curiosity. Yeah, I'm fine with Consecrated Sphinx. That was one I kind of had avoided, but I think it does actually fit the deck better than Niv Mizzet does. Because we do need bodies, we do need men. I want to drop top end. Jace. So the reason Jace is we control the Howling Mine effect. It's essentially a temple bell, but it also absorbs health for us. It's a wall. Eventually they will attack it and not our face. So it's a life barrier that also draws cards. Is the reason for keeping it there. And I like Consecrated Sphinx in this spot over Niv just because of the oops I win factor on Niv, and I'm fine avoiding that. Land wise, what's our land situation at? We need a bunch of islands. Okay. Island. Swamp. Forest. Mountain. And because of what we've got, cultivate, nature's lore, 28 lands. We've got the shocks. We could add the triomes. What are the triomes options that we can get in here? Zagoth and Ketria. Yeah, we do have Echo and Time Spiral as reshuffles. I think that's a good amount of reshuffle. You're talking about Gaia's Blessing? Don't necessarily think we need it. Yeah, we're never gonna flip it. It's a sorcery. It doesn't save things at instant speed. I think we just keep the two reshuffles that we have with Echo and Time Spiral and use that to save. That's our way of reusing our graveyard. Oh, and we put in Rift Sweeper because we need it. So we actually need to do one more cut. And at that point, we do cut Jace. That's just the easy cut to do. Add one. Add one. No, what am I doing? Remove one. Remove one. We need islands. Add one more island. And what's our mana distribution at? 41, 26, 24. Gabby, you think this deck is annoying to play against? With all of the card draw? Or what seems to be annoying to play against this, would you say? Just the fact that it's Nekusar? Alright. I think that is a good place to start. I'm a little low on lands. What's our average CMC? Sorry, I'm going. Wait, what? Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. We did this. We did talk about switching it over to white. For the white fork. So if we drop everything that's green, let's just do this quickly. And that's so. Is this Crown Timna? Brea? I don't think Brea gets us anything. This could be Crown Ravos just to I mean, okay, so ID equals M O partner minus O partner with minus ID equal greater than or equal to white. Oh, no. Green. Wait, what? Okay, there we go. So this can be Silas, Akiri, or Brews. Can be Ishai and Vile. Can be Crown or Ludovic, Timna, Ravos. Ludovic does let us draw more and make our opponents not want to draw more. So, not going 5 color. Sorry, I just understood what you're saying, Gabby. You're saying, um, yeah, Essica, prismatic bridge. I think I. So that's going 5 color. So that's basically 5 color Nekusar. I don't like that as much. I mean, because the goal is 4 color, so it does limit what options we have. I do think Ludovic Ravos sounds the most fun and different. I think I like that. Crown Timna is like just super strong. Ludovic Ravos does say we're doing something different. And there is the little bit of group hug that they'll see in the card draw, but then they'll start seeing the burn and understand why it's there. It gives us the option to draw and doesn't necessarily give our opponents the option to draw as much. And Ravos gets us recursion, which we don't super have. I kind of like that more. Back to deck list. Commanders. This is Ravos. And Ludovic. Okay. So now the question is what does white get us? White gets us Smothering Tithe. ID greater than or equal to white. An opponent. Does also get us a wedding ring. Wedding ring's kind of fun. And why the hell is it $36? What? Wait, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. What the hell? Okay. Yeah, Nixos, I like that no Timna, no Krom means we're not going to be targeted as much. Ludovic and Ravos definitely shows that we're doing something different. Sorry, I ended up getting a wedding ring out of a pack, and I didn't realize it was just what I thought it was cheaper. Yeah, it was cheaper at the start. It was like, yeah, when I was looking at it, it was $12. I was in Vegas. It was $12. And then it's 40. Okay. All right. I don't mind. I don't mind that I got lucky. Okay. Um. All right. ID greater than or equal to white. Um. Yes, it does give us removal. So white drops some of the fun stuff with Kydel, and it drops the curiosity. So actually, let's go through and it drops the extra curiosity synergy. So let's definitely remove Nimizet. Um, let's group by type. Let's group by custom tag. We also need to drop our Kydel abuse. Um, wait, what? Did this not get the custom tags? Okay. I don't think we need the orrery. We could keep the jewel. Why did this not actually keep our tags across? Okay. Well. Do. We don't necessarily need that. Cerulean Wisps was part of it. Twitch was part of it. Benamo was part of that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Shabraz. Yeah. Why is this? Come on. Is Scryfall just dying right now? No. Moxfield's just failing. All right, so Braylon, we don't necessarily want Braylon, but Shabraz is a big beater. He can definitely go in there. Nope, don't want Okima, Shabraz, Shabraz. Oh, now it finally comes up. There we go. Hmm. Let's yeah, so I'm gonna start adding stuff in and we can then start pulling stuff out. So Shabraz is gonna be a big dumb flyer, but he also gains us life, is the other thing. Alms Collector. So the thing with Alms Collector is that we don't want to stop them from wheeling. And it's not going to do anything if, it's not going to do anything if we're just giving them one card a turn. So Alms Collector, like, kind of is against what we're wanting to do for the deck. What else could we do here? Huh. This is actually kind of an interesting spot to be in. So I like Shabraz more than I liked in the other version we had we put in Horizon Chimera. Whenever you draw a card, you gain a life. It's a way just to get back in. And I like Shabraz in that same spot. It's our way to gain life in the deck, and it's literally the only way to gain life in the deck. I'm cool leaving that there. Gavi as a... I think we definitely want Min. You said stuff about cycling. What? What cycling stuff would actually be worthwhile here is the thing. Free cycling is strong, but what I'm trying to understand is like, what does that gain us? Astral drift control. Yeah, okay. Let's see what it looks like with some cycling in here. And what does this look like? If I'm missing decent cycling cards, let me know. Flumph. Okay, yeah, we'll get there. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Nope, don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Obstructionist. Harbor Guardian. Give me a second, I'll find it. Typhoon. I'm okay with Typhoon. Typhoon's a good creature in a box. Yeah, we got the decrees. I got these two. We don't necessarily want this guy. Justice. You could do Yadara. Why not? Go back. You said Harbor Guardian? Yeah. Yeah. Not big on that. Yeah, okay. So Let's actually look at what would Jeskai Ascendancy actually get us. Oh, we don't need the Pack Beast anymore. Making sure we didn't have any more. Without green, Ascendancy doesn't do much for us, is the only thing. It does let us cycle through cards, and it gets our things big, but we're not like generating mana with it. So I don't think Ascendancy is necessarily needed. Kawain? Is that the white? Is that a rabbit? Yeah, I don't think we want to give people life gain. Hmm. So, if we do, so Astral Drift lets us cycle to flicker a creature until the beginning of the next end step. Let me actually go through here and get all of these. Change tags. I'm gonna start putting these things in cycling. So that it's easier to actually see what's going on. Don't think we need you right now. Is that all the cycling that I put in here? Okay. Yeah, Bone Miser. Curator. Oh. Land cards. What is the enchantment? The red enchantment. CMC equals 2. ID equals R. Oh. Gain. Oh. Land. ID. OST. Enchantment. Nope. Tectonic Reformation. There we go. Okay. Still looking. Faith of the Devoted. If we're on the cycling train, we can throw that in. Not seeing many other really great whenever you cycle things. I mean, Drake Haven is the same as Faith Reward. Bone Miser. Yeah, we got that in there now. Okay. You. So the idea with Ravos is just that it's not going to draw as much hate as Timna is going to draw. And then at the same time with Timna, we don't have a lot of evasive creatures. We have a few creatures, but we don't have a lot of evasive things. So I think Ravos is better as far as like our long-term viability in the game. Although Timna is stronger, 100% Timna is stronger. I think our board presence says Ravos is more interesting. Are you talking Bone Miser where you're just okay. Well, um maybe. I will have to play test this later. But maybe Timna's better. Shadow of the Grave. That is if a card gets put in your graveyard, and then we probably also want Bag of Holding at that point. AKA Cobble's good old Shadow Bag. And then Archfiend of Ifnir. I think Archfiend definitely gets its spot at that point. So now we're at the point of, I think this is a good amount of white things. I don't know if there's any other specific white way to take this. The cycling route's interesting. I think if we go the cycling route, we do drop Spiteful Visions. Because it is the only card draw that actually hurts us. I think we drop that for sure. Because we're planning, part of our main deck strategy is to actually draw more cards than other players. Because of this. Is there for each card in your opponent's hand? For each card in your hand is Inner Fire. Jessica's Will is the opponent's. I think we can throw a Rousing Refrain in here, and I think we could throw a Mana Geyser. Jessica's Will is stronger. We can throw that in. I did avoid it in the previous version. So this ends up being much more of a stormy version of this deck. This feels much more like the old Nekusar, with cycling yourself through till you actually find stuff. That's okay. We have consecrated. Let's put consecrated sphinx back in here. Consecrated sphinx. Let me just double check what all. Okay. Because we added a few things in after we did that fork. Okay. I think consecrated sphinx was the big one, and min. Yeah. Okay. White staples to throw in here that we don't have in here is swords to plowshares. Good old tragic arrogance, and either a wrath of God or an austere command. I think austere command is what goes in. And then I think we get to land tax. Oh, we probably could put in a scroll rack at this point. I'm thinking of cutting out Akroma's Vengeance because that's gonna hit like a lot of our enablers, and austere command lets us dodge around that, and I think we'll drop that. Azid, Guafa. I don't think we need Guafa, especially because if he's gone, the bribery counters do nothing. There is a wheel that we could add in that we didn't add in before, which is Walking Archive, which actually is a wall. It's a howling mine. What is our average CMC now? 3.49. Yep. Okay. Gavi is a human shaman. What is our mana value curves now? So I think we still do want Muddle the Mixture. I don't think we need Crackle with Power anymore. We can definitely cut that. And we also don't have like Cyclonic Rift. And just checking. We don't have any of the mana rocks. We need to do that though. We'll get that. Let's we'll actually drop Cyclonic Rift for now. But Muddle we want in there. Threes. Do we want to do a 3? I don't think Drift to the Phantasms is worth it. 4. I don't think we need 4. I don't think we need that. That's not the best card out there. This definitely is on grind hard mode. Let's just drop Eudora for now. He's just cute. That's all he is. I think we're at the point of starting to do cuts, and then get to. We don't need Everflowing Chalice because that was a Kaidel specific. Go back to type. Let's do cuts. Get down to 60 or so. And then we can add in mana rocks. Because we've got a few counter spells already. We've got more of our removal with Astral Drift and like our cycling options. I think we cut Black Vice. Like Jessica's. I think Inner Fire is not a bad thing to keep. But I've liked Rousing Refrain. I think dropping Jessica's does make this a little bit more on the fair side of things. We can drop Mizzix. Oh, Mind's a Glow. That definitely was a Kaidel card. I actually really liked Rousing Refrain, Gabby. Especially in this where we're giving our opponents cards. It's just going to be a recurring mana ramp, and you suspend it on turn 2, and it coming out on turn 5 is really, really good. I think we could drop that, and we drop that. The cycling package is very interesting. I hadn't thought of doing that in here. And I'm just trying to think where we pull stuff out of. Actually, wait a second. Nekusar's too? We get an Imperial Recruiter in here. Recruiter gets us Gavi, or it gets us Nekusar, or it gets us Harmonic Prodigy. What is our colored versus? Oh yeah, Dream Devour's fine cutting. Yeah, because that was a Kaidel specific thing. So if we cut Shabraz, in my opinion, we need to put at least one other piece of card draw, or we need to put one other life gain in here. So cutting it isn't necessarily losing it. If we cut it, then it's like Aetherflux, Shadow Spear, or Hammer. But actually, we're not burning ourselves. The only burn on ourselves is Tyranny. I can drop that, sure. Why not? We'll go. I'm cool dropping that for now. It might be needed. But it's okay. Need... So... Soul Ring... Intangible Virtue? Which one's that one again? Nah. Not Vigilance. That's not gonna be what we want necessarily. Teysa Karlov for death triggers? Creature tokens have vigilance and lifelink. Okay. I did not realize she had that extra line of text. I really just remembered her as a Death Harmonicon. Sure. Why not? We'll throw her in. Our token generators are Min, Gavi, Bone Miser, Waste Not, Shark Typhoon, and Drakehaven. That's not bad. That's enough. Yeah, we can do that. So we still need. We can cut Walking Archivist. It's okay to cut. Um, I think we can drop Faith of the Devoted. Yeah, yeah, we got there at the same time. I think Auto Generator can go because that was a Kydel replacement. I think Coveted Jewel can go. It's just too much on our top end. And then Cane Signet and think we can do a land tax. Do we want to do a land tax? Yeah, I think land tax is good, and we're going to up our basic count because we also have Tectonic Reformation. I think that works better for us. Let's dual land. Let's just add these in. Urborg. Tuma Og. Shockland. Is fetch minus O forest. Fluctuator reduces cycling cost, right? O's plus. Oh, fluct. Cost 2 less. Yeah, we can toss that in. Okay. So Tectonic Reformation is red. It's a red cycling. Oh no, it's cycling too. Okay, no, each land in your hand is, yeah, it's cycling red. Yeah. That's why I had like Rousing Refade and I had those other ones so that you could kind of like move those red cards out of your hand. I think we can drop Fluctuator. I think we've got enough card draw that we have enough cycling support is what I'm trying to say. I think we can do the rest as basics. 13 basics. I think we can skip library for now. We have a bag of holding. Yeah, we can add coffers. We're kind of low on black, but it's just a bunch of mana. So yeah, coffers. And then swamp. Plains. Mountain. And Library of Lang. Let me just double check it. So Library of Lang. Wait a second. Okay, give me a second. What are all of our cyclers that we have in here? Custom tags. Okay. Yeah, we can do Library of Lang over Shadow Bag. That's fine. Or Bag of Folding. Sure. Remove. Cool with that. Yeah. Type. We just fill up the rest with basics. We need a bunch of islands. That's mostly it. 27. Let's add one more plains, one more mountain, one more swamp, and then we add 5 more islands. 35 lands, 100 cards. It's not the best balance, but I like having, so we have more options for our land tax. And we do have Scroll Rack in here, and we do have Tectonic Reformation. All right. This is a very different version of the deck. I am quite surprised that we went 2 different ways. So let's actually just rename this Nekusar Ludovic Ravos. White Fork. I do think that I think Tymna would be stronger. I think Ravos positions your deck at the table in a different way than Tymna does. Tymna says I am attacking. Ravos says I'm building up a board and I'm trying to get residual value, and it's not as threatening. Is the only thing. Yeah, Ravos helps you stay at the table longer so that you can do what you're trying to do, which is kind of the point there. Yeah. So let me dump these into the chat here. And let's just do a quick rundown through both of these decks quickly as a wrap up. We've been here for almost 3 hours now. Oh, over 3 hours. Let's go by custom tag here. And we don't have the custom tag here, but we'll leave it like that. Okay, so we've got Vial Smasher and Kaidel, Sacred Commander Nekusar. And we've got a lot of different things that are in the deck. This is not the best way of doing it because this is not very well sorted. I did not do it very well. So we have a bunch of things to abuse Kaidel. Our goal with Nekusar is going to be drawing a bunch of cards. And so we've got a lot of wheels that are in the deck, or lots of ways of having us draw extra cards each turn. And that will let Kaidel be a lot of colorless mana ramp. Because we've got that. We have several cards that are just good with Kaidel specifically, so we can kind of use our commanders in conjunction with our main plan. So things that are pretty good with Kaidel, Mana Bloom. 1 green plus tap Kaidel, and now we get a bunch of colored mana to do what else we're trying to do. We also... where is it? We have Everflowing Chalice just as a big mana dump. We have Minds Aglow as a everybody draws cards. We don't have a lot of X spells because we're really trying to be this as a Nekusar deck, not as a Kaidel I win with colorless mana deck. Vial Smasher is mainly for colors, but he works really well with curiosities, and Nekusar also works really well with curiosities. So we have Nekusar in here, and we've got a few ways of either turning our commander into a card draw engine or a way of turning our secret commander into card draw engines. Glistening Oil also just does the burn through opponents fairly quickly, either on Vial Smasher at random or on Nekusar at each player. Let's see, other things. We have a bunch of creature tutors in here, specifically to get Nekusar out faster. So Defense of the Heart, if somebody has a big board, this gets us out. We can Eldritch Evolution Vial Smasher into Nekusar, or we can Neoform Kaidel into Nekusar. We can also Eldritch Evolution Kaidel into it as well. So that's not a big thing we're going to miss out on. General discard or draw synergies we have on top of Nekusar's Xyrus just gets us big creatures. Min will get us a bunch of creatures as well as possibly mana ramp. Harmonic Prodigy is also really great with Nekusar. We'll be able to double up on Nekusar's draw and then also double up on every single one of Nekusar's pings. I think that doesn't really work with too many other ones we have in here. It does work with Min, so we would get double the illusions with Min. And yeah, that's about all of them there. And this is our green Nekusar plus green version. Mind Over Matter is also there for Kaidel untaps. Chromatic Orrery gives us mana off of Kaidel, draws cards. Stonework Pack Beast also gives us mana off of Kaidel, but also it is a wizard, so we can get it up off of Vidalcan Aether Mage. Min, Nekusar, both get pulled off of Aether Mage as well as we'll step through. So we have a few different ways of getting to our commanders there. And moving over to the white version, we have it a little bit of a different route. Taking out all of the green and all of the Kaidel abuse, we instead put in cycling options. Ooh, sorry, Gabby. You need to do one more card on the cycling version. The cycling version is white. We don't have green. Yes, that is the challenge. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. All right. So the Nekusar plus white, we added in a bunch of cycling. And let's go custom tags. And I do need to add you over to the cycling pile. And I don't know if there's too many more that we needed to. It was what? Library of Lang. And the enchantment. No, we got Tectonic Reformation over there. Making sure I'm not missing anything. Pull from Eternity. Yes. Thank you. So we're going to need to cut one other card. I think we can cut Teysa. We're not burning ourselves. We took out all of our self-damage. We'll cut that for now. And we have more board control. Double checking, making sure we didn't miss anything. Yep. Yep. Okay. Which one's Confounding Conundrum? I like Wedding Ring more. Confounding Conundrum. So we're already going to be burning our opponents. If we're starting to mess with their land drops, it just gets more annoying. And Wedding Ring does give us an option of also gaining life. If we throw it on somebody that's going to be gaining life throughout the game, it gets us there. And it also draws us extra cards. Actually, wait a second. Wedding Ring makes both of us draw extra cards. And we can actually burn out an opponent. We could, with all of our cycling, we donate a Wedding Ring to people. We can actually make them draw out their decks much faster. So I like Wedding Ring much more. Yeah, because we give them a Wedding Ring, they also get the Wedding Ring effect. So when we gain life, they gain life. When they gain life, we gain life. During their turn. Okay. Yeah. So it's not an infinite there. Yeah. Yeah, I like Wedding Ring a lot more in that regard. Yeah. Yeah. And then the fact that when we draw cards, they draw cards. So yeah. It will give somebody a lot more cards with each of our wheels, but it also means that like we draw cards on all of the additional card draw throughout the entire game. I like that a lot more. Okay, so white version. We took out the Kydel abuse and we put in cycling. So we've got like board control. We've got Astral Drift to flicker creatures in case they start targeting our stuff, or to remove like a blocker, some counter spells, board wipes, more counter spells, removal, Drakehaven for making creatures, Gavi for creatures and free cycling, Shark Typhoon again, free cycling, and then Tectonic Reformation as a way of just getting rid of extra lands in our hand. We've got mostly the same sorceries. We added in a bunch of white control or white removal, which is just good, and Smothering Tithe, because Smothering Tithe is broken when you're wheeling people. And yes, that just kind of is a 2-card combo, but we're not really winning with our commanders in that regard. So this is really Smothering Tithe into what did you draw? You'll get ahead in the game, but you're not going to necessarily win. Another big change is instead of all the green creature tutors, we now have Imperial Recruiter, which will get us Nekusar, gets us Min. It doesn't get us too many other. It gets us Harmonic Prodigy and Jace's Archivist, so it can get us a bunch of different useful tools in the deck. And yeah, we also, instead of having Rift Sweeper, we have Pull from Eternity, and yeah, we can Astral Slide our Imperial Recruiter to double up on triggers and tutor through our deck just a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. That is Nekusar plus green and Nekusar plus white. I think that is a good enough stream for now. Thanks everybody for joining. I'm going to be working on getting this on YouTube probably in the next 5 or 6 days. You should see the previous one we did on YouTube probably Monday. And then next up is going to be... what am I saying? Next up is going to be Zedru plus black. We are going to be donating some contracts that say like you lose the game, or you discard your hand, or you lose a bunch of life for everything you do. It sounds a lot of fun. And yeah, everybody, thanks for joining. Thanks for all the suggestions. This was really fun to work through it and like get the idea onto a deck. So with that, I will say goodbye.